So we're in the field again today. It's Thursday, October 13th, and look who's coming in the grain cart. Well, I can't really tell who it is. Is it Ray? Is it Jonesy? I can't tell. We're gonna find out. It's our old buddy Jonesy. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the vlog. It is Sunday, October 16th. It is about 1:10 in the afternoon. We have been at it all day today. Me and Dad got up this morning and we went out and got a load of feed. We had to go up to Cedar Rapids and pick up a load of a corn gluten wet feed for Scott, for our cows. So we brought it down to the cow farm down there at Scott's dad's place. And we unloaded it. We took the semi out to the truck stop, got her filled with diesel, and he brought it down to a field. Pretty much what we're doing right now is we are in the middle of, I guess I should say we're pretty much done now with bringing equipment down south. Because all of our fields that we have that are right around in the relative area of Scott's place, the main shop, we pretty much have done, except for one bean field. There's one bean field up there that is not done yet, and that is the one right behind Scott's dad's place. That's going to be the very last field that we do this year. But pretty much, Dad got fuel at the truck stop and filled up the semi, the Peterbilt, and then we swung by the shop. He dropped me off, and I grabbed Scott's pickup, the Dodge, and I went and we brought it down to his dad's place and hooked on to the bean head for Tom's combine, the 9670 that you can see right here. It's right behind me. And pretty much we hooked on to it, and Dad gave me a huge amount of directions, absolutely huge amount of directions, because I had to bring this bean head all the way down south. It took me about a little over an hour to get down here. I was only going about 30 miles an hour the whole way. It took me about an hour and 10 minutes to get down here. So, wow, it was a drive. But Dad gave me directions before I left. And then every so often he would call me and see where I was at and give me the next step, reiterate the next step that I'd have to do just to make sure that I didn't go the wrong way. And here it is. There's the pickup. I already got her unhooked. And here is the bean head. I got her here, way down here, down south, here at the bean field. And there's the combine, Tom's combine, the 9670. This is the combine that we rode in the switching to beans video, when we rode in the combine and got harvesting footage of soybeans. This is the combine that we rode in. The combine that we rode in for the corn harvesting footage in the video called Back to Corn, that was the S670, Scott's combine. and Dad was running it that night. But I am here. I actually had to stop north of the last town that I had to go through. I noticed in my mirror, I noticed that this strap had come undone. This holds the head down to the trailer. I seen that these two hooks, they're just hooked together and it's ratcheted tight, But I noticed that this strap had come undone. And this one hook, this bottom hook, was hanging way down here, almost dragging the road. And I could see this hook waving. And so I thought, oh, shoot. So I had to pull over. I already had my four-ways on. I had my four-ways on the whole way down here. I pulled over. I got the two hooks hooked back together. I got the strap ratcheted back on. She's all nice and snug, and she made the rest of the trek down here. But she made it here in one piece. She's good to go. But pretty much Dad right now is in the Kenworth. He got unloaded. He had a load of corn on from the last field we were in up north. And he had to go to the elevator and unload it so that we could start off with empty trucks for the fields down south. And so he is headed out to the truck stop with that truck now so that he can fill it up with fuel so it can come down here and be ready to rock and roll. And then I'm waiting for him. Once he gets going again and headed this way, he's going to give me a call and tell me what to do next. I think I got to head back up north a few towns, kind of retrace where I came from, because they're up in a field kind of further north of here. But I got the bean head down here to the combine where it belongs, and it's good to go. So I'm pretty much going to wait here for further instruction, and we'll go from there. I hope you guys enjoy this video. We're down here in the fields down south. We're officially going to get started down here, I think, tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're going to be on full swing and be going, because Tom's on vacation. He's been on vacation since Thursday. So he'll be back either sometime this afternoon or tonight. So he'll be back ready to rock and roll tomorrow. So we're going to go back full swing, 2 combines, the whole 9 yards tomorrow. And of course, I'm going to bring you guys along with me so you guys can join in on the fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just going to sit here and wait for further instructions, and I'll catch you guys in just a bit. Okie dokie. There's Jonesy with the 8270 and the big grain cart. We are pulling out of the field to go dump onto the combine, or dump onto the trucks, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of it backwards. But I'm in the Dodge once again, and pretty much right now we are suffering from a case of the Sundays, which is that it's Sunday, which means the elevator closes early. So the elevator down here is already closed. So pretty much we are done hauling to the elevator for the day. So pretty much what the game plan is the Kenworth is almost full. Jonesy's gonna top off the Kenworth and get it full. And then Dad is gonna take that Kenworth and park it over there at the elevator. It's just a couple miles down the road in town. So I'm gonna follow him in this thing, in the Dodge. He's gonna park the Kenworth over there at the elevator. I'm gonna pick him up and bring him back. And then what's gonna happen is we're pretty much just gonna get this whole field on wheels. We're gonna fill up Dad's truck completely, fill up his Peterbilt. We're gonna fill up the grain cart as full as it can go. And we're gonna fill up the one combine that's here. We have Scott's combine here. Tom's combine's down south even further, where I was earlier this morning. earlier this afternoon, I should say, earlier in the video. But I want to take you guys back here for just a quick second too, because this dirt road is a long dirt road, so I have time to explain this and show you the quick clip. As soon as I got here to the field, I drove up from the field where I dropped off the beanhead, and I got to the field. I followed Jonesy out here. I followed Jonesy out to the actual field, and I was gonna hop in the tractor with him, and Jonesy says, hold on. He goes, you gotta hop in with Scott. And at first I thought in the combine. I'm thinking, what? But then he said a heifer got out down at one of the fields where we have cows. He said a heifer got out and Scott needed my help to go get her. So I was like, oh, okay. So we hopped in the service truck and we went up and we had to corral this heifer. And it was actually a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Pretty much, we just followed her with the service truck and she slipped right back through the fence and it was good to go. So I'm gonna take you guys back to the footage I got of that runaway heifer. Hey. So that was the footage of the runaway heifer or cow. It might have been a steer. I don't know. It looked like a heifer, but then Scott said it was a heifer, but then when we got there, I think it looks like a steer. But it doesn't matter what it was. We were just more concerned about getting it back into the field where it belonged. But it slipped right back through, and it was just fine, worked fine and dandy. So we had some cow action today. But yep, we're just headed up the road here. And I'm gonna follow Dad in the Kenworth down to the elevator and bring him back, and we're gonna be back in the field. All right, the Kenworth is full. Start up the Dodge. Here comes Dad with the Kenworth. I'll put it in drive. And I'm gonna follow Dad here in the Kenworth. We're gonna drop this thing off at the elevator. It's a full truck. So let's go. Let's get this thing down to the elevator. All right, good morning, everybody. It is the next morning. It is Monday, October 17th. It is about 4:15 in the morning. I'm out here getting the horse water all filled up, getting it ready to go, so the horses are ready. I had to grab a couple wide tow straps and put them in the pickup in case we got to pull beanhead or something today. But if you can't tell, I had to whip out my big coat today. I've had it in my closet since winter ended, but Mother Nature is deciding to play tricks on us today. I guess for the last couple days, it's been really windy and like really cold. Like today, it's only supposed to get up to 42. Like, what is this? I'm not ready for this yet. I'm not ready. And I looked at the weather forecast for the week, and it's going to be like 42, 45, something like that. And then like Wednesday, starting Wednesday all the way through like Sunday, it's going to be like 75, 77. Like, what are you doing, Mother Nature? I'm not ready for this yet. I'm totally not. But it is what it is. I whipped out the big coat. At least for this morning anyway. I got my hoodie on underneath so I can ditch the coat later if need be. But I'd rather be too warm. I'd rather be too warm than too cold. I hate the cold. But I'm going to get the horse water filled up. Pretty much what we have to do this morning is we got to go to the hog barn and shore the pigs. and then we got to go down and start unloading the semis. We have both semis, my dad's Peterbilt and the Kenworth, sitting at the elevator down there by where we were harvesting yesterday. And we had a breakdown on the combine yesterday. I guess the inner rim has a crack in it now on one of the duals on the inner rim of the combine. And so unfortunately we had to stop. I think we only had like 3 acres left to combine. But Scott waited out there, and a guy came out last night and was supposed to look at the combine and see what needed to be done. I haven't heard anything since, so I hope it's an easy fix. They can get it back up and running so that we can get that field done and get it moved down south to where the other combine is, where I brought the bean head down yesterday. So we're going to be unloading the truck to the elevator. Dad is going to be unloading his truck first, and then I'm going to be following him down south. He's going to take the semi down south to where that other combine is, and I'm going to follow him down in a pickup, and then he's going to drop his semi off there, hop into the pickup, and we're going to come back up to where we currently are and start the transition of equipment as needed. But I hope you guys do enjoy this video. And I hope you guys are sitting in a nice, warm, cozy place for this, too, because, like I said, I'm not a fan of this cold. I'm not. I'll be excited for the middle of this week when we get back in the 70s. But I'm going to go ahead and get the horses ready and get ready to go myself, guys, and we'll catch you guys in just a bit. Well, we're here at the elevator. We got hogs chored, and both trucks are a-running. They're ready to rock and roll. We're gonna unload the peat first and get it sent down south, and then we'll come back up and unload this one, the Kenworth. So right now we're unloading the Peterbilt, and I'll show you guys how it works. Kind of the same way that we unload feed, but instead of opening that back gate, you can see there's a boot on there, and it dumps out kind of like a funnel on a where you dump fluid in a big area and it comes out a smaller area and it can go in without any overspill. This boot does the same exact thing. You open up that middle lift gate on the belt trailer and the beans start dumping out. The belt pushes it to the back still, but it dumps it into the boot, and then it comes out the smaller section of the boot there so that it goes into the pit. Pretty neat stuff. Some elevators we don't need the boot because the pit is big enough, but this pit is small enough we had to put the boot on so that we can dump without much overspill. But we're going to unload this truck, and then we're going to bring the Kenworth, get it, the Kenworth sitting over there, we're going to get it scaled in and get it unloaded, and then we're going to go from there. Well, Sadie, do you want to tell him or should I tell him? Okay, I'll tell him. We had a little bit of a change of plans. Pretty much when we fired up the trucks this morning, we let them warm up down there at the elevator. We pulled this truck, the Peterbilt, just barely, just that much room left on the scale when we pull on. This truck just barely fits on the scale, so I had to stay outside the truck and make sure that Dad's front tires were still on the scale so that he can get his trailer tires on. We pretty much had to squeeze it onto the scale. And when I got him on there and I told him he was good, I noticed that at least I saw this one, the outside on one of the drive tires on the driver's side was flat on this truck. And so we called a couple shops that were down towards where we were harvesting and stuff, and one didn't answer their phone, and the other one, they wouldn't be able to get us in to fix the tire until after lunch. So to try to get it done in the most efficient and fast way possible, we brought it back up here to the shop, up here kind of close to where, you know, Scott's shop is, over here in our neck of the woods. And we're gonna get the tire fixed here, and then we gotta swing over to the shop and grab Scott's pickup, because I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in this video or not, but the combine broke down yesterday. right as we were getting close to the end of the field. We only had 3 acres left. And if I did say this, I do apologize for reiterating it, but I just can't remember right now if I said it or not. But the combine broke down, and there's a crack in on the inside dual of the rim. So we have to take it off, and Scott's going to be after a new rim today for the combine, and we're going to get the combine running again. So we're kind of behind on things, getting some stuff fixed, but we'll get the truck fixed, and we'll try to get back rolling again. Big oops. Alright, it's been quite a while now. We are back here where we were yesterday. That is the head that I drove down here. And this is the 9670 combine. I'm up on top of here now. I drove the service truck over here, and Dad drove his semi, and we filled up the big gas tank there on the service truck with diesel, and we are currently fueling up the combine. So it's ready to go. Pretty much on status on the other combine. We got the old rim off, and they were just getting started putting the new rim on, so that we could get those tires back on and get that combine rolling once again. Yeah, that rim was cracked bad. I don't know what he hit, but yeah, that rim was cracked. We had to use the torch and cut it so that we could get it off. But luckily they had our normal tire repair guy had a John Deere rim ready to go on hand. So he put that on that combine. So by the time we get back with the service truck, they will be ready to rock and roll and going once again. I'm fueling, like I said, I'm fueling this up from the little pump there on the service truck with the big gas tank, fuel tank there. And Dad is currently switching this combine over to soybeans. Right now it's still set to corn because that's the last thing that we harvested. So he's going through and he's changing everything that he needs to change on the machine to get it ready for soybeans. So the head is here thanks to me yesterday. The combine's been here, and now we're filling it up with fuel and getting it switched over. So we got done in this field. I have the old rim for the combine right here, and I'm pulling the Big Mac on. Scott is already headed down to the new field where the other combine is. We were down there refueling it, but now I'm pulling the Big Mac on behind me. And we are on the road. We got a ways to go yet. Jonesy's on the move. Dad's on the move behind me. He's gonna go unload at the elevator, and then he'll be on his way down. But I'm pulling the Big Mac on, and you can see in the rearview mirror, I'm hauling the old rim off the combine, which might as well be a burn barrel now. That thing is done for. But we're headed down to the other field where the other combine's at. We got it all set to beans, and it's full of fuel, ready to rock and roll. So Scott will probably be down there with his combine by the time we get there, and we will reconvene, get the heads on both combines, and we'll be running 2 combines again. We'll be ready to rock and roll. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Kind of spastic, a lot of different things. One isn't it spastic, to be honest, but a lot of different things have happened. We had that cow get out yesterday. We had the flat tire on the Peterbilt this morning. We had the cracked rim on the combine. You know, that happens. It happens. But we're back up in running order, and we're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing convoyed down, and I'll catch you guys when we get there. Alright guys, it is now 4:36. I just got here to the bean field with the Big Macdon bean head for the combine right in front of me here, the S670. It's back up and running. We got the new rim on. It's rolling just fine. Ray is here running the 9670. the one that we fueled up just a little while ago, a few hours ago. I am following Scott back. I guess I could turn my four-ways off. I'm pulling the bean head way deep down into the field here. Scott told me to follow him. We're going to go through a gateway, and I think he's going to start on a back section here. But we're going to go ahead and get this bean head down and get it all hooked up to the combine, and we will keep on trucking. Alrighty, I got the Dodge parked here. We decided to come out right in the middle of the field here. I pulled down we pulled down in between them trees there, and Scott pulled into the beans. But I sat there for a minute because I wanted to make sure he wanted me to drive in the beans. And he just said, yep, come on through. So I says, alrighty. So we're gonna get the head latched on, and just like that, all done. Alrighty. We got all hooked up. There's the empty trailer behind me. I'll show you guys as I make the turn here. He cleared a path for me. He cleared an area here in the bean field so that I can make a big old loop-de-loop. Pull the trailer behind me here. Come up nice and close to the tree line. I'll try to get even closer and straighten back out. There's my trailer. I will bring it all in nice and straight. I think that's as good as it's gonna be. Put it in park. I'll hop out. Yep, that looks good. Because the entry's right there. So, and to drop it, if you pull the pin clip here, we pull the hitch pin out, as long as it'll let me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And then all we do is we set the trailer hitch down, make sure the trailer doesn't roll, and it's not. Then we'll just put the hitch pin back in there just like that. We'll put it in just like that, put her back in. I'll give you a close look too. There's the rim. Isn't that pretty? That's the rim. We did a lot of cutting to get it off, but that's one of the big cracks in the rim right there. This thing's done, but the combine's out there running. She's doing good. So I'm gonna take this pickup back out to the entryway of the field, and we'll go on from there, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, it is now about 6:30 at night. I am in Scott's pickup, the Dodge, and I am headed back down to the field. Pretty much what happened was I got the bean head dropped, or the trailer dropped, and I parked it back up front there, and Dad had shown up with the Kenworth. He was in the Peterbilt, and I sat on the Peterbilt for a little bit, and then pretty much it came that time of the night where the elevator closed, and pretty much Scott called the order that pretty much said, let's just fill up the trucks, fill up everything we can, and call it a night. So instead of just for us sitting around, I could ride with Jonesy, but Dad especially, he told me there's no sense in him sitting around. If they're just gonna fill up the trucks and be done, there's no sense in him milking the clock and just sitting there if he's not gonna take a full load since the elevator's closed. And plus, we have a load of hogs we need to get sorted tonight. I guess there was a guy there, or probably is still there, marking a load of hogs for us. And so I'm taking the Dodge. Dad is behind me in his pickup. Pretty much we rode up together in the Dodge, went up to the elevator. That's where Dad's pickup was parked. We moved everything back to his pickup. He hopped in his truck. I hopped in this one. And we're driving this one back down to the field. I'm going to drop it off in the field so that the guys have a mode of transportation to get back home tonight. And then I'm going to hop in Dad's pickup and we're headed back to the hog barn. So it's only one load we got to sort tonight. So that should only take about 2.5, 3 hours. And it's 6:30. We'll be there by 7-ish. It'll be kind of a late night. It won't be bad, but I won't want to get up in the morning for work, that's for sure. But with that being said, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. This video has had a lot of days in it. I think it started with footage from the 13th, and now it's the 17th. We have quite a few days in there, quite a bunch of different kinds of footage, a bunch of stuff happened. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys smash the like button on this video. Spread the word of the channel, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.